Frequently, you'll hear about fiscal deficits and fiscal surpluses. Also, very, very easy to understand. A fiscal deficit is when the government collects, let's say, $10 billion by way of taxes, but the government spends $12 billion. That means they are spending more than they are collecting by way of taxes. In that situation, the government is running a fiscal deficit. How do they spend more than they collect by way of taxes? They borrow the difference. So they top up with borrowings, with the issuance of bonds, as we discussed earlier. So fiscal deficit, the government spends more than it collects by way of taxes. A fiscal surplus is exactly the opposite. It's where the government is collecting $20 billion by way of taxes, but they are only spending $18 billion. So they are spending less than they are collecting. That is the situation of a fiscal surplus. The government is spending less than it's collecting by way of taxes. Now that is very, very rare, and it's only in exceptional circumstances where governments run fiscal surpluses. But that's all fiscal deficits and fiscal surpluses are, folks. It's not more complicated than that. Now, insofar as fiscal deficits and surpluses have been concerned in South Africa, we've had a mixed run. We had significant deficits pre and post 1994, but measures were put in place to reduce those significantly. And we actually had a very, very good run where the fiscal deficits were declining. We hit a sweet spot in the mid-2000s, 2006, 2007, where South Africa actually wasn't running fiscal deficits. It actually enjoyed fiscal surpluses. Post the financial crisis, post 2009, we have been ratcheting up significant fiscal deficits. And our fiscal deficits remain in excess of 3%. That's a dangerous situation to be in. And we're going to talk about that in one of the later clips.